Ragnhild Myklebust's early life was deeply influenced by her diagnosis of polio at just 2 years old. Born in 1943 in Brumunddal, Norway, she faced a future with significant physical challenges as a result of the disease. Polio, a viral infection that can cause paralysis and muscle atrophy, left Myklebust with lifelong mobility issues. In a time when medical advancements were still developing for treating polio survivors, her family and the Norwegian healthcare system played a crucial role in helping her adapt to her physical limitations. Growing up, Myklebust's family was her primary source of strength and encouragement. They fostered an environment where she could explore her potential and push past the boundaries of her disability. Her parents, in particular, were supportive of her efforts to lead as active a life as possible, despite the challenges posed by polio. Norway's healthcare system, known for its comprehensive and inclusive approach, provided her with rehabilitation services and access to treatments aimed at maximizing her physical capabilities. This care included physical therapy, mobility aids, and guidance on how to adapt to her new reality. These early interventions helped Ragnhild develop the resilience and independence that would later define her athletic career. Myklebust's early experiences with polio shaped her into a determined and resilient individual. Her condition required her to overcome daily challenges, from learning to walk with mobility aids to navigating a world not built for people with disabilities. These experiences imbued her with a sense of determination and an unshakable belief in her ability to thrive despite her physical limitations. As a child, she demonstrated remarkable mental toughness, a quality that would later become essential as she transitioned into adaptive sports in adulthood. Her upbringing in rural Norway also played a role in her eventual athletic development. Growing up in a country known for its rich tradition of winter sports, Myklebust was surrounded by the culture of skiing and outdoor activities, even though she initially could not participate. Her early exposure to winter sports would later inspire her to take up cross-country skiing, ice sledge racing, and biathlon when she discovered adaptive sports in her 40s. Myklebust's resilience and determination, shaped by her early battles with polio and supported by her family and the healthcare system, laid the foundation for her future success. Though her journey to becoming a Paralympic legend began later in life, the mental and emotional strength she developed as a child allowed her to break barriers and redefine what athletes with disabilities could achieve. Ragnhild Myklebust's introduction to adaptive sports came remarkably late in life, at the age of 40. After living with polio since the age of 2, her focus for most of her life had been on managing the daily challenges of her condition. However, her discovery of adaptive sports in her 40s opened up a new chapter in her life that would eventually lead her to become the most decorated Winter Paralympian of all time. Her journey into adaptive sports began with her curiosity and desire to stay active. Growing up in Norway, a country deeply connected to winter sports like cross-country skiing, Myklebust was surrounded by the culture, even if she couldn't fully participate due to her physical limitations. But this changed when she was introduced to adaptive skiing, a version of the sport designed to accommodate athletes with disabilities. Myklebust's passion for cross-country skiing and biathlon quickly developed once she tried adaptive skiing. Despite starting late, she demonstrated a natural talent for the sport, and her love for competition drove her to improve rapidly. The freedom and challenge offered by skiing in the snowy Norwegian outdoors resonated deeply with her, and it soon became clear that she had the determination and skill to compete at a high level. For Myklebust, the transition into competitive adaptive sports was both empowering and life-changing, allowing her to push the boundaries of what she thought was possible. Her entry into elite competition wasn't without its challenges. Starting at an age when many athletes are already considering retirement, Myklebust had to train intensely to catch up with her peers. The physical toll of her disability, combined with the demands of training for Paralympic-level events like cross-country skiing and biathlon, required exceptional mental resilience. However, her early life experiences dealing with the limitations imposed by polio had already prepared her for these challenges. Myklebust's perseverance and focus helped her overcome these obstacles, and she quickly rose through the ranks of adaptive sports, competing in her first Paralympic Games in 1988. Her story of starting late and excelling in multiple disciplines is one of extraordinary willpower. Myklebust's decision to take up competitive sports in her 40s not only changed her life but also set a new standard in adaptive sports, proving that it's never too late to discover and pursue greatness. Ragnhild Myklebust's rise to Paralympic prominence began at the 1988 Winter Paralympics in Innsbruck, Austria. At the age of 45, she made her Paralympic debut in cross-country skiing, a discipline she had only recently taken up. Despite her late start, Myklebust's hard work, resilience, and natural talent quickly came to fruition as she captured multiple medals in her first appearance on the global stage. Competing in both individual and relay events, Myklebust earned her first gold and set the stage for what would become a historic Paralympic career. Her debut in Innsbruck was nothing short of remarkable. She competed in several cross-country skiing events and immediately stood out for her stamina and technique, winning gold and earning her first Paralympic titles. This debut success was crucial for Myklebust, not only because of the medals but because it gave her the confidence to continue pushing her limits. It showed that despite her late entry into the sport, she could compete with and beat the best in the world. This first taste of success ignited a fire in Myklebust, motivating her to pursue even greater goals in future Paralympics. Innsbruck marked the beginning of her dominance in cross-country skiing, and it was the springboard that would eventually lead her to compete across multiple sports, including biathlon and ice sledge speed racing. Innsbruck 1988 also served as a powerful message to the world that Myklebust, despite the challenges of living with polio, was a force to be reckoned with in Paralympic winter sports. This early triumph gave Myklebust the momentum to continue training harder and expanding her skills. With each Paralympic appearance, she became more formidable, eventually earning 22 gold medals and becoming the most decorated Winter Paralympian in history. Her incredible debut in Innsbruck not only shaped her career but also set a new standard for adaptive athletes, pushing the boundaries of what athletes with disabilities could achieve. Ragnhild Myklebust's dominance at the 1998 Nagano Paralympics solidified her status as a Paralympic legend. At the age of 55, she delivered one of the most extraordinary performances in the history of the Games, winning 5 gold medals across multiple disciplines, cross-country skiing and biathlon. This remarkable feat was a testament to her versatility and endurance as an athlete, as she competed in both short and long-distance events, excelling in every race she entered. In Nagano, Myklebust's victories spanned from the short-distance sprints to the grueling endurance events in cross-country skiing, proving her exceptional range. In biathlon, an event that requires both physical stamina and precision in shooting, she again dominated, showcasing not just her physical prowess but also her mental strength. These performances established her as a pioneer and dominant force in adaptive winter sports. The significance of her success in Nagano went beyond just the medals. It was a defining moment that placed her among the greatest athletes in Paralympic history. At an age when most athletes would have retired, Myklebust was at the peak of her powers, demonstrating that determination and resilience could transcend physical limitations and age. Her achievements in Nagano were crucial for the broader Paralympic movement as well, bringing attention to the athletic excellence of adaptive sports and inspiring future generations of athletes with disabilities. The 1998 Nagano Games marked the peak of her Paralympic career and made her a global symbol of what athletes with disabilities can achieve at the highest level. With her 5 gold medals, she not only left an indelible mark on the Games but also advanced the visibility and status of the Paralympic movement, helping pave the way for the increased recognition that adaptive athletes enjoy today. Ragnhild Myklebust's ability to compete across 3 different sports, cross-country skiing, biathlon, and ice sledge speed racing, set her apart as one of the most versatile athletes in Paralympic history. Her success in each sport required a unique blend of physical stamina, mental strength, and technical skill, allowing her to dominate in multiple events. Training for such diverse disciplines demanded an extraordinary commitment. Cross-country skiing and biathlon, both winter endurance sports, required Myklebust to build immense cardiovascular endurance and maintain peak physical condition over long distances. Biathlon, in particular, posed a unique challenge as it combined cross-country skiing with rifle shooting, requiring Myklebust to alternate between intense physical exertion and moments of stillness and precision. Ice sledge speed racing, on the other hand, focused more on short bursts of speed and strength, as athletes propel themselves on ice using spiked poles while seated on sledges. Managing the physical and mental demands of training for these sports simultaneously was no small feat. Myklebust had to maintain a balance between endurance training, technique refinement, and recovery, all while competing against world-class athletes. Her mental toughness was key to her success. In biathlon, for example, she had to maintain focus and composure during shooting portions of the race, despite the fatigue of skiing. This ability to compartmentalize the different mental demands of each sport made her a dominant force across the board. Her versatility across these sports was remarkable. In cross-country skiing, Myklebust excelled in both sprint and long-distance races, showcasing her stamina and strategic racing skills. In ice sledge racing, she demonstrated explosive power and technical expertise on the ice. Meanwhile, in biathlon, her capacity to stay calm and shoot accurately under pressure added another layer to her athletic abilities. Myklebust's dominance in these three sports reflected her adaptability, hard work, and deep understanding of the technical aspects required to excel. Her success across multiple disciplines not only set her apart as one of the most decorated Paralympians of all time, but also highlighted the breadth of talent required to master such distinct and physically demanding sports. Ragnhild Myklebust's final Paralympic appearance at the 2002 Salt Lake City Games was a fitting conclusion to her legendary career. At the remarkable age of 58, Myklebust once again demonstrated her dominance by winning 5 gold medals across various events in cross-country skiing, biathlon, and ice sledge speed racing. This brought her total Paralympic medal count to 27, with an astounding 22 golds, making her the most decorated Winter Paralympian in history. Her performance at Salt Lake City capped off an extraordinary career that had spanned 5 Paralympic Games, starting from her debut in 1988. Despite being at an age when most athletes have long since retired, Myklebust's triumph at Salt Lake City exemplified her enduring physical and mental strength. Winning 5 golds at 58 was not just a personal victory but also a statement about longevity and resilience in Paralympic sport. Her decision to retire after the 2002 Games was both a personal and symbolic one. Myklebust had achieved everything possible in her sport, and her unparalleled success left an indelible mark on the Paralympic movement. Her departure from competition marked the end of an era, but her influence on adaptive sports continued long after her retirement. Myklebust became a symbol of what athletes with disabilities could achieve, regardless of age or physical limitations, and her achievements helped raise the profile of the Paralympic Games. Her lasting impact on the Paralympic community is profound. Myklebust's legacy is not just measured by her medals, but by the inspiration she provided to future generations of athletes with disabilities. She pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible and set a standard of excellence that remains unmatched in winter sports. Her story continues to motivate young athletes to pursue their dreams, proving that disability is not a barrier to success, but an opportunity to excel on the world stage. Ragnhild Myklebust faced significant physical and mental challenges throughout her career as a result of the long-term effects of polio, which she contracted at the age of 2. Polio had left her with mobility impairments and muscle weakness, which she battled while competing at an elite level. Despite these limitations, Myklebust's remarkable determination allowed her to excel in multiple Paralympic sports. One of the most profound physical challenges Myklebust faced was managing fatigue and muscle control. The aftereffects of polio often result in weakened muscles, particularly in the limbs, which made competing in endurance sports like cross-country skiing and biathlon extremely taxing on her body. She had to adapt her training regime to account for this, focusing on low-impact exercises that allowed her to build endurance without overstressing her weakened muscles. Myklebust worked closely with coaches and medical professionals to develop training routines that focused on strengthening her upper body and improving her stamina while managing the risk of overtraining or injury. Mentally, the challenges of competing with a disability that affected her mobility required enormous perseverance. Myklebust's entire career was a testament to her resilience. Her ability to consistently perform at the highest levels over a span of 5 Paralympic Games speaks to her incredible mental toughness. She had to remain mentally focused during grueling races, particularly in biathlon, which required both physical endurance and sharp concentration during the shooting segments. Myklebust's mental discipline allowed her to stay competitive, despite the natural decline in physical abilities caused by both age and her condition. In addition to managing the physical strain of her condition, Myklebust had to overcome the psychological hurdles of competing against younger athletes and maintaining confidence in her ability to perform. This was especially relevant as she reached her late 50s while still competing at the Paralympic level. Her ability to push through these obstacles was rooted in her love for competition and her drive to represent athletes with disabilities on the global stage. Despite the limitations posed by polio, Ragnhild Myklebust adapted her training and found ways to continue excelling in her sport. Her determination not only helped her manage the physical and mental demands of her condition but also established her as a role model for other adaptive athletes facing similar challenges. Her story is one of persistence, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of excellence, even in the face of significant obstacles. Ragnhild Myklebust had a profound impact on the growth and visibility of the Paralympic movement, particularly in winter sports. As one of the most successful Paralympic athletes in history, her unparalleled achievements helped elevate the status of adaptive athletes, showcasing their skill, determination, and ability to compete at the highest levels. Myklebust's success, especially at the 1998 Nagano and 2002 Salt Lake City Paralympics, brought significant attention to the Paralympic movement. Her 5 gold medals in both editions of the Games underscored the exceptional abilities of athletes with disabilities, raising the profile of Paralympic winter sports. Myklebust's dominance across 3 sports, cross-country skiing, biathlon, and ice sledge speed racing, helped dispel misconceptions about the physical limitations of adaptive athletes. Her achievements proved that disability was not a barrier to excelling in some of the most demanding sports, and her performances helped pave the way for greater media coverage and recognition of the Paralympic Games. Moreover, Myklebust's career inspired future generations of Paralympians. She showed that athletes with disabilities could break records, compete across multiple disciplines, and continue to achieve success well into their 50s. Her story became a beacon of hope and motivation for young athletes with disabilities, many of whom saw her as a role model. Through her success, she encouraged the next generation to pursue their athletic dreams, knowing that their disability did not define their potential. Beyond her individual achievements, Myklebust has been an advocate for inclusivity and the recognition of athletes with disabilities. By consistently performing at such a high level, she raised awareness about the need for more support, funding, and visibility for adaptive sports. Her legacy helped contribute to the growing acceptance and celebration of Paralympic athletes, particularly in winter sports, which historically had less visibility compared to the Summer Games. Ragnhild Myklebust's influence continues to resonate within the Paralympic movement. Her success played a crucial role in the increased media attention, improved funding for athletes with disabilities, and the overall growth of the Games. She remains an iconic figure whose legacy will inspire future generations to push the boundaries of what adaptive athletes can achieve on the world stage. Throughout her extraordinary career, Ragnhild Myklebust has received numerous awards and honors, celebrating her unparalleled achievements in Paralympic sports. Among these honors is the prestigious Paralympic Laureate title, which she was awarded in 2022 by the International Paralympic Committee. This award is one of the highest forms of recognition given to Paralympians, highlighting her enduring influence on the Paralympic movement and her incredible accomplishments over 5 Paralympic Games. The PLY title is given to those who have made exceptional contributions to the Paralympic community, and for Myklebust, it reflects both her historic medal count, 27 Paralympic medals, 22 of them gold, and her impact on the visibility and growth of adaptive sports. Her dominance in winter sports, particularly in cross-country skiing, biathlon, and ice sledge speed racing, set new benchmarks for Paralympic athletes, elevating the status of the Games and adaptive athletes worldwide. Beyond the PLY title, Myklebust has also received other significant accolades, such as Norway's Paralympic Honorary Award, which was presented to her in 2002 after she retired following her final games in Salt Lake City. This award was a testament to her exceptional athletic career and her contribution to raising the profile of Norwegian athletes on the global stage. These honors reflect the incredible legacy she has left in the world of Paralympic sports. For Myklebust, the recognition is not just about the medals and titles, but about the impact she has made in transforming the perception of athletes with disabilities. She has often spoken about how the journey and the love of competition were just as important as the accolades themselves, and she continues to take pride in how her career has inspired younger generations of adaptive athletes. For Myklebust, these awards are a reflection of her life's work, not only as a competitor but as an advocate for inclusivity and the recognition of athletes with disabilities. Her influence continues to be felt long after she stepped away from the Paralympic stage. Since retiring from competitive sports after the 2002 Salt Lake City Paralympics, Ragnhild Myklebust has continued to remain connected to the Paralympic community and has been a strong advocate for adaptive sports. Although she no longer competes, her influence and dedication to promoting opportunities for athletes with disabilities remain central to her life. In retirement, Myklebust has taken on a more symbolic role in the Paralympic movement, frequently attending events, speaking to younger athletes, and using her platform to advocate for inclusivity in sports. She has been actively involved in sharing her experiences to inspire future generations, demonstrating that it is never too late to pursue greatness. Her late start in adaptive sports, beginning in her 40s, serves as a testament to the idea that persistence and passion can lead to extraordinary achievements, no matter the obstacles. One of Myklebust's primary goals since retiring has been to ensure that athletes with disabilities have access to the resources and opportunities they need to thrive in competitive sports. She has worked to promote better training facilities, support for adaptive sports programs, and greater visibility for Paralympic athletes in the media. Myklebust's advocacy extends beyond sports, as she has also championed the importance of greater accessibility and recognition for people with disabilities in broader societal contexts. Her legacy as one of the most decorated Paralympians in history is undeniable. With 27 Paralympic medals, 22 of them gold, her accomplishments have not only set records, but also raised the profile of adaptive sports globally. Myklebust's success, particularly in the Winter Paralympics, helped elevate the status of the Games and drew attention to the talents and capabilities of athletes with disabilities. Her enduring impact on the Paralympic movement is reflected in the increased support and recognition for adaptive athletes, as well as in the continued growth of the Games. Ragnhild Myklebust's legacy transcends her individual achievements. She is a symbol of perseverance, a champion of inclusivity, and a role model for athletes across the world. Her story continues to inspire people with disabilities to pursue their dreams, showing that with determination and support, they can break barriers and reach the highest levels of success.